Hello and welcome to another edition of Group 1 Guns. I'm Brian Fletcher, and with me as well as usual is Adam Kirkpatrick from the Race Club Ads. It's a public holiday. Well done for flying over.
Yeah, it was quiet at the airport compared to normal, but I'm hearing there's a bit of traffic on the way home.
There is a bit of traffic, and this obviously we're celebrating the Queen's...
morning.
We're not celebrating, but...
celebrating her life, maybe.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was.
I need more vision of that funeral. It was awesome. Anyway, let's just get into this. The Moir Stakes, obviously we're kicking off a little bit early down there. It's a Friday night at the Valley. Cannot wait. Wait for age. Another $1 million up for prize money. It's just crazy, this prize money these days. Major lead-up race to the Spring Carnival Sprints. Okay, Rothfire. Back. Yay or nay? Obviously after the Group 2 McEwen Stakes. First win in 6 attempts against the more fancy Coolangatta and Zoo Style. And he'll face both of them again alongside the favourite here, Godolphin, Stallion, Pal Laley. Ads, it's going to be a great race. Where are you leaning?
Well, I'm not going with Rothfire. I think had the perfect tag into that race behind Zoo Style and Coolangatta and came out and did the right thing, but I just don't think it's a genuine 1,000-metre horse. Thought the race was sort of set up for it. So I've gone with one of those leaders in Zoo Style. Coming across, I think Malkovich will lead, and really the only threat to probably popping out is Zoo Style being 3 wide, but I think they just got to pull the trigger early. So Zoo Style either gets... outside Malkovich or tags Malkovich, and I think he's in the finish and it's really good odds. So each way for me on Zoo Style.
50 each way?
50 each way.
Okay, I'm going sort of a roughie as well, extremely lucky. I'm hoping the tempo up front is very, very hectic and he can come over the top and swoop late. I'm going 50 each way at about 20 to 1.
I like it. That'll be you again up the top if that salutes.
I hope so. Anywho, let's move on. Golden Rose, 1,400 metres at Rose Hill. Set weights for the 3-year-olds and older. Again, prize money is just creeping up to the $1 million. The Godolphin pair, In Secret and Golden Mile, they head the market. Obviously, In Secret is installed at the $2.50 favourite after winning the Run to the Rose quite comfortably. Can you see anything else jumping out of the ground here, mate?
Oh, I don't think so. I think you're spot on. It was an explosive win. The way it got out and it was soft. We were just talking about it off air. It was just the figures recorded there were far superior to anything here. So if she goes on with it now, she's a very good prospect going forward to, across the border, or there's other races of Flight Stakes. So I think she's the one to beat. But there was one runner through the Furious, which is She's Extreme. I think the snag back by default from the barrier and will be much closer. Sets up pretty well in the race. So I think is the slight threat. I don't think it's a major threat, but I do want to chop out. I think Golden Mile's probably after just that now and probably looking to go to the Caulfield Guinea. So I think... yeah, it's out of those two for me. Fireburn might not have come back quite as well. I didn't think the run was bad, but maybe not quite as well. Our yard guy, Doff, thinks she has come back quite well. But yeah, I'm siding with In Secret. I think, similar sort of run in the Run to Rose and should be too good here. So I'm going to go 80 on In Secret and $20 on She's Extreme.
Hasn't run over 1,400 metres. Is that an issue, or do you think she'll just do it easy?
I think so, but just the way she finished that 1,200 and head on the chest, I think she can get there. But that's probably the one query.
Okay, well, I'm going $100 In Secret as well. I'm back to the well. That was my first bet in the punting league, which kicked me off. Wish I could go back to those days. Anywho, let's go back down to Melbourne for the Victoria, for the Underwood Stakes over 1,800 metres. Sometimes referred to as the unofficial opening of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Wait for age. We'll have another $1 million up for grabs. Look, the superstars on the path to the Cox Plate. They'll line up Zaki on Thunderstruck, Mr. Brightside, even Alligator Blood. They're going to go head-to-head. Obviously no Animo after last week's George Main. Adam, where's your $100 going for this race? This is another great race.
Yeah, it's an absolute belter, and given on the way to the Cox Plate, and it's the $1 million bonus if one of these wins that and takes out the double. So I'm sure Zaki's there to win, which they all are there to win. But I think Zaki now with the little bit of question mark on Animo. They say spring campaign's still on target, regardless of pulling up lane, but it's got to cause some sort of query over Animo. And then you put Zaki there, is going to go in, or one of the key chances. So Zaki, for me, is the only one that's got out past the mile and done it in figures at Group 1 level, whereas these other horses all coming, off good runs at the mile. Doncaster winner, you've got Mr. Brightside, you've got I'm Thunderstruck, who's back extremely well, motored down Alligator Blood, but I don't think the Blood gets 18 like Zaki can, and I'm Thunderstruck, Mr. Brightside, first time out past the mile. You've got Zaki there, and Zaka's explosive. Between that 6 and 4 can really roll them and leave them gasping. So I think Zaki's the one to catch. Full 100 on Zaki.
Full 100. I'm going on Thunderstruck. Just hoping he has a fitness edge. Obviously, third up here. So I'm Thunderstruck. $100 on the nose for me as well. Now, let's head over to the leaderboard for the punting league. Well, this was Triple T is still in second. Yours truly third. Where's Ads? Down the bottom, but I've got...
Second bottom.
Second bottom. But I've got a good feeling about you coming home strong. Now, let's go over. We're going to cross over to Simon Buckley of Buck Yeah fame after his extraordinary win last week.
G'day punters, Simon Buckley here for Unibet's The Punting League and Team Buck Yeah, who sit atop of the ladder after 2 weeks. Looking at the Group 1 Golden Rose this week, and I'm with the Victorian value here in Fast Witness, around the $26 mark from the Mar Eustace camp. This horse progressing along very, very nicely. Handles a wet track, still doing a few things wrong, so we'll need to go to a new career peak, but I think he can get the job done at around that $26 mark, when there may be just a few question marks over some more fancied runners. My best for the day, though, comes up in race 7, again at Rose Hill. We're looking at number 5, Expat. I think this horse can lead from the low draw this time, get a few cheeky sectionals in the middle of the race, and then it might be a case of not even have to wash the silks with any luck, because they won't know which way he's gone while they're at the back fighting for position. He'll be off and gone. So race 7, number 5, Expat as the best bet of the day. And for those playing Friday night at the Valley in the Group 1 Moir Stakes, I think it's a sit back and watch job for Paul Laley en route to the Everest. So that's Friday night in the Moir Stakes Everest. Hopefully there's a few Buck Yeahs in there for you, punters, and have a great weekend. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Well done, brother. Now I'm going to go to you, Ad. So I just need your Group 1 selection and your best bet anywhere in Australia over this weekend.
All right. Well, after we talked about the Group 1 in secret, that's going to be the full 100 for the Group 1 in the punting league. And then the best bet around Australia, I'm going out there. I'm going at odds. I've got some catching to do. So
Don't do this. This is what you did last year.
Morals, not novels, they normally say, and I normally give a novel, but I reckon if I hit one of these, it'll skyrocket me to the top. So I'm going with race 7 at Rose Hill, Electric Girl.
Yes.
Thought the run they had a lot of merit first up, and now gets to this. I just think is ridiculous odds. It's got its main dangers all out, outside barriers. It's going to have the positioning run advantage. It's around $18. So $100 on that gets me right back there.
Okay.
We just need firm footing, so just hopefully not too much more rain.
Yeah, well, you might not get your wish.
Yeah.
Out there, they're thinking. All right, I'm going very similar, obviously similar for the Group 1. I'm going in secret as well. But for my best bet, Rose Hill Race 5, number 8, Arctic Thunder. It was held up badly about a month ago against Old Flame, which is a great horse. It's one of our favourites, Old Flame. So it likes this track. It likes the jockey. Collett's on board at about $8 or $9. So I'm having $100 on that as well. And if I do salute, I will be chasing Buck Yeah and Triple T. So good luck with yours, Ads. Good luck with yours, everyone. And gamble responsibly, as always. And we'll see you next week.